What I want to ask you is, like, do you feel like I should combine the video that I filmed when I was in my emotions with, like, the video that I refilmed when I woke back up and I had a clear mind and I listened to my sister's audio messages?
You know, I'm gonna say hell yeah. You know, I'm gonna definitely say hell yeah. That's like, it's real. And I feel like, not to be like a head ass, but that's just something we don't often get too much.
Woo! I'm going through it, bitch. I'm losing my motherfucking medulla.
Hey, it's Bree, and I want to talk to you guys about something. So I went to work last night, and once again I was pulled to the side to have a conversation with my direct supervisor. That conversation triggered me so bad that I literally cried my entire shift. When I got off work, I was so emotionally distraught that I decided to come home and cry some more on camera. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a failure. I do. Sometimes I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing YouTube for. Girl, the video that I filmed this morning was so highly emotional, you guys. I was crying for at least 40% of that video. After getting some rest, I just feel like I've been in the game too long to be coming on YouTube having a mental breakdown. Like, we don't do that anymore. That is so 2018. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. In the moment, I felt totally valid. Like, in the moment, I felt like I was being real. I was being raw. I was being authentic. I was being vulnerable. Now that I'm sitting here in front of the camera, it was never that serious. As soon as I woke up, I listened to my sister's audio messages, because when I was crying at work, I picked up the phone and I let her know what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Now, my sister is way less emotional than I am. So listening to her audio messages hours later, after I've already filmed a video on the situation, I felt like I had to go back to the drawing board, because my big sister made some very valid points. I felt like I made some valid points as well, which is why I decided to re-record this video without all the emotions, okay? I want to explain to you guys why only a couple of hours ago I was in this headspace of feeling like an absolute failure. There was a situation at work and I wasn't even there. When this situation happened, they had to review the cameras. As they were reviewing the cameras, I guess somebody got inspired to watch me on the camera. That is why my supervisor pulled me to the side, because apparently there were some concerns that were raised about me and my performance at work. Now, when I first filmed this video, the point that I wanted to make to you guys was, how did I get in it? I wasn't even at work when the situation happened. Why am I involved in this?
What have I done to anybody but to get money?
But then I had to think about it. This is the first job that I've had for over a year. Majority of my life, I really thought that I was gonna be a superstar, so I would quit a job like that. I would be a no call, no show. I would just never come back to work. I literally did not care about a 9 to 5. Now that I'm older, I kind of respect a 9 to 5 way more, because, you know, doing this social media stuff, I know firsthand, people will love you and be obsessed with you one day, and then they will be completely over your ass, and you will be trying to figure out how you're gonna pay your bills because the money is not coming in the same as it used to.
And somebody send me $40 more, then I'm gone. I be done made more than enough today.
The fact that I even still do YouTube, the fact that I haven't just given up and gone to school to be a nurse is crazy to me. I need you guys to understand, when I was sitting in front of this camera earlier today and I was telling you I feel like a failure, I was dead ass. Because while everybody was going to college, while everybody was working on their credit, while everybody else was going through the motions and establishing themselves as like productive members of society, I was running around here delusional as hell, actually believing I don't need to do what regular people do because I'm gonna get discovered and I'm gonna be a star. Girl, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't already been thinking of for months. This shit has been on my mind for months. And today when I came home and I filmed the video that I filmed earlier, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it all out. I'm just gonna say everything that I've been wanting to say, because I have filmed highly emotional videos throughout this year. It's just when I actually have to sit down and edit those videos, I get the ick. I feel so cringe. I don't really feel safe coming on YouTube and being as vulnerable as I was in the past, because I know how bitches will eat you up. Everybody says that they want real and they want authentic creators. Baby, I'm telling you, you could really be struggling with something emotionally. You can't even bring that shit to the community that you've built, because they'll be like, girl, get over it. Mind you, that's not even how being a human being works. You could grieve over something for like a decade. It's just that time moves so fast on the internet. I've literally had to gaslight myself into healing, because I just felt like nobody cares how I really feel. People just want to be entertained. And I feel that. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at it, okay? That's why I still show up and do my job, because I love to entertain. I really feel like I need to grow up. If you really want me to get straight to the point, I need to grow up.
I'm trying to get my motherfucking self together. I can't even get my motherfucking self together.
When I actually got a taste of fame and I realized how these fans will rip you apart, that's when I knew whatever idea I had of fame, yeah, I had the game fucked up. And when I was younger, I actually believed that being rich and famous would solve all my problems. The older I get, the more conscious I become of how much of a flawed individual I am. And I feel like I wasn't really aware of that when I was younger. I felt like, oh, my life has just been so hard and I'm trying my best. And, you know,
I know what God really wants, damn it. He wants me to kill my self. That's why he with me. That's why he gave me a up ass life. But the joke's on him. I ain't gonna give that the satisfaction.
I'm in a very awkward phase in my life where I want so much more, but at the same time, I'm so grateful for what I have, because I know what I had to go through to get to this point. I've never felt this way before. Ever. And so sometimes, even though I'm grateful for how far I've come, I just feel like, damn, if I made better decisions, or if I went down this path instead of that path, I would be doing even better. And that's the shit that keep me up at night. Like, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I know my potential. I know I could be doing better. You know what I'm saying? Society kind of puts this like pressure on you to have your life together. Even though it's 2025, people are working all the way until they're 80 years old. Young people can't buy homes. You know, like the American dream is absolutely dead. We all know this. Even though the timeline of when you should be accomplishing things has completely changed because of global politics, people will still judge you and judge how far you are in life based on your age. And I know, because I used to be one of those people. I used to look at my big sister and I'll be like, oh, I'll never be like that at her age. I'll never be living like that at her age. But the reality of the situation is, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're still the same person. Obviously, the goal is to get older and wiser, but some people don't learn from their mistakes. Some people do not get older and wiser. Some people become comfortable with what works for them. And I can think of a whole bunch of people that are like social media personalities that really actually should be getting help, but the way that they act it works for them. It gets them clout. It gets them attention. So why should they go to therapy? That will fuck up their bag. Like, I saw a TikTok. This girl was like, when I'm watching baddies and then I realize that these are grown ass women with children, that's what I'm talking about. Before I decided to film this video, I was gonna sit down and I was gonna edit the video that I filmed this morning. I was like, this is real, this is raw, this is how I really felt. So I'm gonna put this on the internet.
It don't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter!
No, baby, you past that. You are so past coming online and crying about your life. And even though that's gonna get the views and that's gonna get the engagement, it's not worth it, because that's not the kind of attention that I want, and that's not what I want my storyline to be. And when I was younger, I really did not see the problem with it. Like, I really did not see the problem with coming online and telling y'all all my business. I'm actually in the process of trying to pivot my content. I am working on like 3 or 4 different videos right now behind the scenes. I'm trying to step my cookies up. I'm trying to take this channel in a whole other direction. I want to create content that's not rooted in trauma. I feel like I've trauma bonded with majority of my audience, and that's not okay with me, because some of my audience is not going to be willing to allow me to grow because they have trauma bonded with me. So when they see me doing better, they're going to take that as like a personal attack. And that's never what I wanted. When I started this YouTube channel, I never, ever, ever thought that my life was gonna go to shit the way that it did. And because I had all that attention on me, I was like, okay, well, they like me for being real, so let me show them my real life. And oh my God, that backfired so bad. I started getting comments from people telling me that they had to unsubscribe because I was going through one thing after another, and that really hurt my feelings, because it wasn't like I was doing it to myself, and it wasn't like I was doing it for attention. That was just my reality, and I thought that that's what people wanted to see, and I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. But when I tell you guys I feel like a failure, you gotta understand, I have over 400 fucking videos on this platform. I have put my blood, sweat, heart, and soul into this YouTube channel. And now here comes TikTok, and I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, do I abandon my channel and focus on TikTok? But then I'm reading all these articles about how at the end of the year, we might not even have TikTok. So why should I abandon one platform that everybody says is dying to go to another platform that we might not even have in the future? I'm in a really weird fucking place in my life. And I feel like it's so weird because I'm not as depressed as I used to be. I used to be so depressed. I used to wake up in the morning and hate the fact that I was even alive. I don't feel like that anymore. I love coming home. I love coming home. I love being with my cat. I love how I've put my apartment together. I have plants. I could light candles if I want to. I could leave dishes in the sink if I want to. I do things on my terms because this is my shit, and I love that. I wouldn't trade that for anything. But there's still a part of me that has these really big dreams, and I feel like I can't give up because I've been through too much shit to give up. I feel like I've hit rock bottom more than the average person. And granted, I in no way, shape, or form look like what I've gone through, but to a certain extent, I just feel like I'm so hard on myself because I'm like, they kicked me out in the middle of the night. I will be successful. My auntie told me to die slow. I will be successful. But it gets to a point. It gets to a point where spite is not enough motivation. Trauma is not enough motivation. Because it's like, am I doing this for myself? Or am I doing this to prove a point to somebody that probably doesn't even think about me? Like, they sleep very good at night. And I brought up the fact that I have over 400 videos on YouTube because, like I said earlier, while everybody else was getting their degrees, I was running around chasing sugar daddies. While everybody else was developing their credit and buying cars, I was crying online. What have I really done with my life? What have I really accomplished? Sometimes I look at my analytics. I was doing way better on YouTube when I had less subscribers. Do you know how discouraging that is? There are a lot of times where I'm just like, you know what? Why am I even doing this? I could quite literally just disappear from my channel, go be a nurse or something, go get me an actual career, and just accept the fact that I'm a late bloomer, whatever the fuck that means. At the end of the day, I don't know how this video is gonna come out. The sun is starting to go down, if you can't tell. So I don't want to make this video too long. I really just felt like it was important to have this conversation with you guys, because I know a lot of people online, whether they're already established or just getting started on social media, they want to make it seem like they got their life all the way together. And on this corner of the internet, I have no problem admitting to you, sometimes I don't know what the fuck is going on, and it drives me crazy. It literally drives me crazy. I remember one day I was talking to my best friend. He basically told me, like, Brianna, it sounds like you're comparing yourself to other people. I didn't even see it like that. I didn't even see it as like, damn, like I'm basing my success off what I see on this person's Instagram. And that's like a whole other conversation that we can get into later, because I do feel like that should kind of be a separate video. How like you can go on somebody's social media and start feeling bad about yourself, and in real life you don't even know how that bitch is living. Life do be lifing. And I don't want nobody looking at me feeling like I have it all together, because I don't. And I have no problem admitting that. And I feel like instead of coming on here and crying and giving you guys all the theatrics, I just need to come and be real. And I pray to God that you guys can appreciate it, because I do feel like I'm living somebody else's life. Like sometimes I feel like I'm being pranked or something. And I know everything happens in divine timing, but let's be real. The way your life turns out is based on your decisions. And I'm at a place in my life where I realize, you know, I didn't make the best decisions. And I'm not where I want to be because of that.
We listen and we don't judge.
Okay, I had to go ahead and turn on a light because I kind of started to feel crazy talking to y'all in the dark. Thank you guys so much for letting me be real with you today. I know that I still have a lot to figure out, but I hope that sharing this makes somebody else feel less alone on their journey. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know if you guys can relate to anything I have said or expressed in this video, because I know I was a little too honest. Somebody out there relates to me. I could feel it in my bones. I've been doing YouTube for way too long. I can't wait to hear from you guys in those comments below. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Till next time.